What's up guys, Saivo here, and today I'm gonna tell you a few things about runes and rune crafting. Runes in Wildstar are a very good addition to your character overall, to the damage you do, to the healing, the amount of healing you do, the damage you can take, your mitigation, reaching various caps like strike through cap so you don't miss attacks, or deflect cap, deflect crit, etc. So it's vital for any character, any player to have runes in his gear. Now, if you're a Dominion, where you craft runes, let me show you. It's actually pretty simple. There is a rune crafting station right here. Yeah, I'm right in front of it. If you're an exile, it's in Thaid, in your main capital city, up the stairs next to the auction house. It's really easy to find. I'm gonna show you how it looks. It looks something like that. So it has that symbol on top of it, the station, and it also says room crafting station. So pretty straightforward, guys. You're gonna find it in many camps around the world. Now, runes. There are various runes you can craft. Lots of runes. Of course, crafting runes needs materials, materials which you can find from farming mobs, from doing dungeons, raids, etc. So the best way to get materials for runes, I would say, is just basically farming. Doesn't matter if you're farming like dungeons or if you're farming mobs or elite mobs with a couple of friends, you're gonna get those materials. Of course, some are super rare, so you're gonna have a hard time finding some of those. But let's get into it. So first of all, I'm gonna show you one thing. Um, let's get out of this place. I have in my bag two items. One of them is yellow, the other one is a purple item. So you can open also the rune crafting station. For example, if I were to have already a rune, let's say I go to these little exchange places, and I'm gonna buy a defiance rune, for example. Yeah, I'm gonna buy this one. This one requires you to be level 20. It gives you 70 armor. The item level has to be 30. And it's bind on equipping, as in if you remove it from your gear you cannot sell it. Now I can sell it, but if I put it and then want to sell it, that's not going to be possible. So let's give it a try. uh, right here, I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think you can due to my camera, but no, actually you can. So right here I can open from my menu the rune crafting place. I don't need to actually be next to a station if I want to just add a rune to a piece of gear. So if you have the rune in your bag and you just want to socket it, you can do it like this. For example, I will put this pair of pants. This is from a dungeon, Ruins of Kervoreth veteran. So you can see here that you have various elements. Now, all of these elements, for example, the runes, are able to be placed in specific elements. This, for example, is a earth rune, which can be placed in a earth element. It says right there at the top of the rune, where it tells you the name of the rune. Under that, it's going to tell you what element is this rune for. Now, you can have a variety of runes. For example, if I go again to this place, Defiance again, you can see that I have three types of defiance, because it's greater defiance glance, greater defiance armor, and greater defiance strike through. Now, greater means is related to the item level that you can put this rune on, because as you can see, the item level for this one is 30. Now, refined, the item level is 40. If I go down to high, the item level is 50. Of course, the higher the item level, the better the rune you can put. The things that it gives you as a set, they don't change, but what does change is the basic stat on the rune. So basically this one, high defiance rune glance, gives me 200 glance rating. If I go to refine the defiant rune glance, it gives me only 170. So you have to choose wisely. Don't put, for example, level 80 runes on an item level 120, because then you're gonna miss out on the stat that the actual rune gives you. That being out of the way, I wanted to show you something here. Yes, that there are various elements. For example, in the Defiance set, it's just an example, you can get water, earth, or air. Now, this particular piece of gear, this pants, has earth, life, and fire. I can change any of these elements unlimited amount of times by randoming. For example, for this particular piece of purple gear, it cost me 13 gold to random this earth element. I'm gonna try to random, for example, this life element, and we're gonna see what we get. We got a fire. So if I would like to put defiance, all of these three defiance runes, so I can actually get to have the 6 power set, because as you can see, this particular one adds 2 to the defiance rune set, which means in turn that you need 3 of these to get 6 set bonus, which is at the bottom there. So you have to pay attention. Now, randoming can be sometimes very expensive because yes, this piece of pants cost me 13 gold to keep randoming. But for example, if I put these piece of pants, these pants, then if I want to change, for example, the fire slot, because I want defiance and I have water, I have air, what am I missing? I'm missing an earth. So if I were to random, it already costs 27 gold. So the higher grade and the higher item level the item is, the more gold it's gonna take you to, you know, random a slot. For example, on level 116 gear, to random an element, it costs about 50 gold. So that's a lot of gold if you stay to think about it, because, for example, yesterday I did a couple of tests. I wanted to see, I needed an earth slot. So for an earth slot, I had to random 12 times to get an earth slot, 50 gold each. So that's already 11 platinum. No, actually, no, it's not 11 platinum. It's 6 platinum to, you know, to get an earth slot. And my phone is ringing. Do apologize. Now, 6 platinum to get an earth slot, that's pretty much money. Now you can also go for this. These are service tokens. You can buy service tokens from the cash shop, and you can have a sure go. For example, if you want an earth slot, 15 service tokens, I get an earth slot. So this is very convenient. If you wanna, you know, put some money in the cash shop, then, you know, just go ahead and do it. It's worth it if you don't want to spend like real money, like all of your platinum, for example, which you have in game. Other than that, uh, depending on the item grade and the item, actually depending on the item grade, if it's purple or yellow or whatnot, blue, green, you will get various numbers of slots for your runes. Also, depending on the item grade, unlocking or adding your last slot will cost. For example, here it costs 1 platinum and 58 gold on a item level that is 98. Now, on a item level 116 or 120, it's gonna cost you 2.5 platinum to unlock a random element. Or you can go for service tokens again. It makes life a lot easier, and 30 service tokens you can choose and skip paying the money. You only pay this unlocking money once, and then after that, if for example you get here a life slot and you wanted another air slot, then you're gonna pay 1 platinum 50 plus, then after that 27 gold each time you want a random. So, you know, it's tricky. It's up to you. If you have some real money you want to deposit, I would say go for it without any doubts. Now, these are already made sets. Let me show you where to make your own sets. I'm not gonna go into any details. If you're an esper, what you should put. If you're a warrior, what you should put. For warriors, I'm gonna have other videos in which I'm gonna talk about runes. I'm gonna talk about runes for raiding, runes for PvP, etc., etc. So not in this video though. Basic runes. I do not advise you to put basic runes. You can select basic runes, rune sets, and you can equip the runes here as well. Now, Basic runes, I do not advise you to put basic runes. You can have here the selection of item level that you have. So look in your bag, check what item level this item has, and then select from here. I have an item level, this one is 98. Now, if I want to put 98, I can go for level 80. I cannot put level 100 runes in it. So level 80 for water, we have glance, multi-hit, life, we have 3, air, we have 3, fire, etc., etc. So whichever one you want to go for, you can craft it from here. Do not fucking put these basic runes. And another thing, don't put runes until you're 50. I understand you wanna be all GG, you wanna be pro while you're level 29. It's all good, but don't put runes. Unless you get them from like drops inside dungeons, don't bother crafting them because, I don't know, it's just a waste. And you level up so fast and, you don't really need these runes, especially if you're gonna start wanting to change elements on a green gear. Just skip it. Um, Rune sets. Here is the real business. Rune sets, you can select here your class. If you're, for example, I'm a warrior and I only have here displayed the warrior, this is automatically selected for my particular class and for yours as well. So as a warrior, I can have all sorts of sets. Whatever sets I want, I can put them here. Some of them are for PvP. For example, I'm right at one. Brawler, right? Why is this for PvP mostly? Because it does give you 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7, those bonuses there. But it disables, it says at the bottom, 4 and 8 are disabled while in PvE instances. So this is mostly a PvP rune. um, the item that you can use it on is a PvP item. It must be a PvP item. It says there in the description. It's pretty straightforward, guys. No fancy business here with runes. Um, Required item level 70, and it gives you 269 strike through rating. So this is not for a PvE item. Now others like this one, for example, this is for a PvE item. Um, this particular one, pay attention. If you click it, you can craft it. You need a pure class focus, and you need 10 pure rune fragments. Pay attention, if you don't farm your own rune fragments, this is gonna cost you a lot of money. For example, it is 2 platinum almost. Uh, I think it's 2 platinum. I'm gonna check. I think it was 2 platinum to buy 1 pure rune fragment. So for this particular rune, that is requires an item level of 100. Um, no, actually it requires item level 90. Um, this is a pretty good set, by the way, and it gives you lots of things. So if you want to have this, pay attention. This purple one from this set, this purple one gives you 1 for the set. So if you want to have 8, you are not going to be able to achieve 8 with this purple one. With this purple one, you're going to be only able to achieve 4. Let me tell you why, because look how many you have. You have vigor, you have health in life slot, you have lifesteal, and you have strike through. Now, you only have 4, right? And if you want to achieve 8, you need 8, the ones that give you 1. But above these, the yellow version, this gives you 2 for this set. So 1, 2, 3, 4 multiplied by 2, because each gives you 2. Then that means you're going to be able to achieve the 8 set. Now, if you want to craft this baby right here, this is really, really expensive. For example, you need pure class focus major, and you need again 10 pure rune fragments. For this one, you need 1 pure class focus minor, which is the purple mat, and you need again 10 pure rune fragments. And of course, signs of logic. And for this one, you need signs of life because it's a life rune. This one, sign of air, because it is an air rune, as you can see from the icon. Various sets. As I said, I'm not gonna get into what you should be putting. Uh, you can craft all sorts of things. Of course, some are better than the others. If you want to know for your particular class what you should be adding, visit the forums, check the medic thread, check the esper thread, spellslinger thread, and see what other spellslingers are using, and adapt it to your own playstyle and what you do in game. If you're only PvPer, then of course you're not going to choose PvE sets, right? If you hate raiding and partying with 20 members for some reason, you will not necessarily need something that would help, in raiding. In any case, some of them you can buy them, with those with these tokens. For example, exceptional rune tokens. For example, this havoc, yeah, this adds one. This adds all of these add. This adds one. You can see 3 times 1. That means you're only going to be able to achieve 3 out of 6 in the set bonuses. If you go for these, the purple havoc ones, you're going to be able to achieve 6 out of 6 because each of these 3 give you 2 in the set. Havoc, for example, you can also buy Havoc from here, from these 3 NPCs. If you have these tokens that I showed you, where is Havoc? Havoc should be, don't find Havoc. Ah, there it is. Havoc right here. So these are the 2 ones. You can have them for various item levels. Don't bother putting these kinds of runes and wasting them on items that are under level 80. Level 80 or above items, you can start putting these sets and going for it. Each of these sets, for example, the regular sets that give you 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, whatever, you can put them again and again in each of your items. So basically, if you have a Havoc set, yeah, you can use Havoc set in on gloves. You can use Havoc set on chest. You can use Havoc set on pants and all of your items as well. Now we're going to the auction house, so we can check the prices um, of those materials that you actually needed. Let's quickly take a look. So commodities exchange, you go to rune crafting, and you got all the mats here that you can possibly use. Now let's quickly take a look. We needed pure class focus. The minor one, which is for you to create the shitty half done set, is already 8 platinum, and there are only 27 pieces on the broker. So you needed one, yeah, for each of those runes, and you kind of needed what, 3 or 4 of those runes, so that's already like 30, 35 platinum. Now the major pure class focus is 50 platinum each, so that means that you're gonna need, for 3 runes, you're gonna need 150 platinum to be able to have the 8 set bonus. That is quite a substantial amount of platinum. You will need some farming, but nothing to worry about. 150 platinum, and then you're done basically with that set, and you don't need to put that set anymore. Um, that's that's a that's an acceptable price. Grind is always good. It keeps you posted. It gives you something to do, because in Wildstar it's basically only getting to be more skilled in raiding. So something to get your grind going. That's really good. Where were we? For example, like we talked about Unity for this one. One pure class focus, as we talked about, 50 platinum. This goes the same for every class, not only for warrior. So nothing to worry about. And 10 of these. So these were shit. I forgot to check how much these were. In any case, um, other than that, you have all sorts of sets here. And I wanted to talk about one more thing, but I actually forgot what it was at the moment. Ah, this one. Fusion runes. This is really important. This is vital. So these fusion runes, you can again sort them by level. Let's say you have a level 116 item, or level 100. And you can sort them by slots, for example, on your weapon, what you can place. This requires one any random slot, any random element, and it gives you an extra. For example, this hailstorm, yeah? When you multi-hit with a direct damage attack, gain a defense for 5 seconds. And it explains to you what defense means in this case. Glance rating increase by 102 stacks 5 times. When you glance also, after you get the glance and you do glance, you get an empower for 5 seconds as well. Multi-hit rating increased by 102 stacks 5 times. So these you can only put one per item, per, of course, per slot. This is in a weapon slot. Chest slot, it goes the same for every class. These can be used for every single class. You don't have to, these are not, class specific. As you can see, the warrior thing disappeared from here. So yeah, in any case, where were we? Chest slot, life force, for example. Uh, while at 30% focus or above, gain an empower, while below 30% focus, gain a concentration. Obviously, I'm not gonna craft and use this if I'm a fucking warrior, right? Because this is for medics or healing classes, but you know, it can go for all of them. Nerves of Steel. When you glance, you gain a defense. Defense increases armor by 102, stacks 5 times. Now, if I'm a healer or if I'm a DPS, obviously I'm not going to use this because I'm not going to glance a lot. Because if I glance, that means I need to take damage. If I take damage, that means I'm not a that good of a DPS because I need to avoid shit. So yeah, it depends on what role you're playing, and obviously you're not gonna stack this kind of a rune on a DPS weapon. Oh, sorry, on a DPS chest piece because it's makes no sense. But you are gonna use this if you're a tanking class. So this is really important. Keep one slot per item open for you to use that. For example, um, if you have a pair of pants, you will put 3 runes that gives you, for example, those that give you 2 in the bonus. Let's quickly get an example. Create runes. We go for this set again, the Unity, and we have this one, yeah? This one needs 8 to complete the set. So I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, which in turn means that I'm gonna take these pants, I'm gonna use 1, 2, 3, 4 slots for that set, and then the 5th slot on pants, I'm going to go to create basic runes, fusion. I'm going to select, for example, chest. Pants is not a good example because, there are no pants, runes, fusion. But let's say I have a chest. I'm going to select chest. I'm going to put guardian angel. If I'm a healer, I'm going to craft guardian angel, and then I'm going to equip it on my chest piece in the 5th slot. So that's how you should rune in theory. Uh, the things that you can put from the fusion, for example, chest, head, hands, weapon, you should leave one slot open per chest, hands, um, head, weapon for one of these fusion runes because they are really important. Now, on pants, um, you don't have anything to worry about because you don't have these. So on pants, you can have other sets. Keep in mind that, for example, a purple item will only give you 4 rune slots. So that means that if you want to put an 8-piece set on a purple items, you will be able to. But if that purple item is a chest piece and you're filling all of the 4 rune slots with the 8 set that you can craft, the 8 rune set, then that means you're not going to have a spot open for those fusion runes that gives you a special. So keep that in mind. First of all, you shouldn't be socketing that kind of good sets on purple items. You should be keeping, you know, those kind of runes, you should be keeping them for yellow items. In any case, guys, it's pretty basic, it's pretty straightforward. Just find one of these crafting things, don't create basic runes, go for set runes. If you have these tokens, rune tokens, exceptional rune tokens, regular rune tokens, go for them. Never create uh, a green basic rune and socket it in your yellow item. Always go for rune sets. Do a couple of rune sets if you're too poor to afford the good rune sets, like for example this one, then don't bother with this one. You can definitely go for this one. This one is a lot more accessible. It will help you in raiding, and yeah, you know, choose your set wisely according to your gear, according to your role, what you want to play, and yeah, put runes on your gear. It's really important and farm for them. Other than that, guys, I wish you all the best, lots of love. Don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, see you in game.